Well, hello there, Cancer. Welcome to Vibrant Readings. I'm Lady J, and I'm here to talk to you about what's going on in August. August is going to have 4 weeks and 3 rows. We're doing the overview, of course, so that's kind of cool. And let's definitely talk about the fact that I'm in Washington. So I've left Oregon. I'm in Washington now, and I have a cool Airbnb, and I'm very excited about that. That is very cool. The other thing to know is that I have a couple of messages from my better angels. One of them is that we need to feel those feelings, okay? This whole month we're going to need to get where we need to get to, do what we need to do, but then feel the feelings. We don't want to be bottling them up or keeping them down. We want to make sure that we're sharing them only with inappropriate situations and with the appropriate people, of course. So you have a choice about who you share your feelings with, but you definitely don't have a choice about sharing your feelings at all. So if that means you got to go off behind a tree or behind a wall or behind the house or sit in your car and cry it out, do your thing. I'm into it. You do you. But those feelings need to be expressed so that they don't create issues on the inside, because that's how we get some dis-ease in our body. So pay attention to what that means for you. The other message is talking about how we're going to be prepared. That is, we're going to be Johnny on the spot. We are going to have the Mary Poppins bag full of all the little doohickeys and doobobs that we need. You are going to be the ultimate MacGyver this month, okay? So everybody needs to be that person who has all the little extras. I mean, if you could be winning when you go to the Price is Right because all the weird stuff in your bag, you're in the right place, okay? Because that is the energy of the month, is that there's lots of little weird things going to be going on, and if you have that one little thing in your bag or your pocket, you're going to be so prepared, and you'll be winning. Now, of course, everybody gets on board with this. We'll all be winning, thank goodness. Form a human chain of gum wrappers, ta-da! So you can see how that could be a very funny, odd situation, but we could, if everybody had what they needed, we could build a chain across America, right? So by all means, let's talk about how being in it to win it is kind of the gig, right? So very cool. You're going to have all the things you need. Follow your intuition. Let your intuition know what you put in your go bag, you know? Have a bag by the door or in your car that has the umbrella, the galoshes, you know, the basic stuffs that you need just to survive and make sure that you're good to go. All right? Because all those little things being where they need to be is going to be very helpful. All right? So I'm in Washington, I mentioned, and I had to go shopping for a candle. So I went shopping. Ta-da! And I found this really cool San Benito, right? He's a guardian candle, of course, and it comes with a prayer on it. So I'm going to tell you the prayer. Let's get into this. Saint Benedict Abbot, I ask you to intercede before the Lord to keep bad people and neighbors from my life and my home. I want to live in harmony and serenity. Help me to be tolerant and compassionate, to grant my heart the strength and patience to forgive, protect my home and my family from all evil and danger. May your blessings and grace be with us always. Thank you for your protection and unconditional love. I mean, who doesn't want a candle like that? So this is San Benito. He's going to be watching over us today, all right? All month long. So there's also some really cool sparkles inside the jar. There's some sparkles in there. I don't know if you can see the little residue. That's glitter. Yay! I think that's kind of groovy. So let's stick that right here. There's a little magic inside that jar. Very cool. All right. So I have new decks, as always, which is super fun. Let's go ahead and get you a guiding card for the month. The guiding card for the month will be coming from the Tarot of the Abyss, which is a really cool deck. It's very black and white. It was introduced to me by somebody from Louisiana. Very nice. The beginning of the year. You want to watch? All right, here we go. So yes, this is the deck. And the card is coming from right here. So here we are. This is a card we're going to reference all month long, okay? Nine of Pentacles. Ooh, Nine of Pentacles. Speaking to our finances, speaking to abundance, extra abundance, having done all the work, having done all the effort, all those things playing out, is bringing us a place of bounty and love and joy in our families, where we're no longer fussing and fighting for it one way or the other. And this is a personal accomplishment on your own part. So huzzah, Cancer. You're doing a great job handling your business this month. Make sure you're keeping an eye on your money and your money on your mind. If this is not you this particular month, it's something you're working towards, correct? So do the work, all right? This is not a sit around card. This is a, we reap what we sow. So if you're not sowing, then you're not reaping. So it's important for you to do both, all right? Now then, we have a mystery card to pull, and we're going to use this Witch's Tarot. I want to make an explanation because it has this wonderful pentagram slash pentacle on the back of all the cards. Now, some folks really enjoy having pentagrams around them that are like so, and I am here to acknowledge, and they have a lot of questions about the darkness. I'm here to acknowledge it. Yeah, there is darkness out there. There's plenty of it, and it doesn't need my help. So I try not to help out with the darkness, okay? So my understanding is, as long as the point of the pentagram is pointing upward, they do not represent the darkness, correct? So it is a witch's symbol. It is something that is truly specific to Wicca and that vein of magical thinking. And I want you to understand that I honor it, I appreciate it, and I know what it is, and I don't take any of it lightly. So the other part to know is that the only reason this deck is here is because the pentagram is pointing upwards with the facing of the cards. So anything dark isn't represented in the deck, and I personally acknowledge the darkness and I don't let it in. Does that make sense? That is my understanding, my appreciation of the system, and how I work. So I don't ignore that it's there. I don't pretend that it's not there. I work in the light by choice. Okay? Cool. Let's look at these cards and get you a guiding card for the week. All right? Or a mystery card for the week, right? This is a mystery card for the week. It's a good tarot deck, by the way. It's got lots of interesting imagery. I think you'll like it. So we're going to set this one aside. And we'll put this card over here. Hey, look, it's next to my little turtle guy. So this little turtle guy has always been here, right? He's always been part of my little setup. And he sits around and he hangs out with baby Einstein, right? But he's never had a name or anything like that. So I think this month we're going to name him. What do you think? If you come up with a name for my little turtle, go ahead and put it in the comments below, right? We'll give him a name, and then whoever this is will end up hanging out with baby Einstein, and that is going to be super fun. So, and maybe next month we'll go, I'll take all the names that are offered and I'll put them in the description box below next month so that everybody can vote on the offered up names, okay? So we're not going to, it's not going to be a one-off decision where everybody picks one name and I just choose one. That's not what we're doing. And I'll let everyone vote. All right? Super cool. I love it. Okay, so we're going to name the turtle. Okay, cool. Excellent. And this is baby Einstein. He has a puppy. He has a big boyfriend. Namesake, EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Check that out if you want to. It's very remarkable. He is an ancient crystal skull. One of the real ones. Yes, indeed. So keep that in mind. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get into the overview. We're, of course, using the Tempest deck. So we're going to have those 4 columns, as we talked about before. And we'll have the first row is where we are. Second row is what's blocking us. And the third row is our solution. All right. Okay, so let's look at what's going on. This is the first week of August, and we're going to go in deep on this week at the end of this video, okay? So we'll just start here right away. We have August 3rd through the 9th, Knight of Swords. Fighting for your power, fighting for control of a situation. This particular week, you want to be the person in charge. You might be the best choice, but you have to use a convincing argument and let them know what's going on. You know, they may not realize you know more about it than the other person that they're already thinking about. So put yourself out there a little bit, okay? Stand up for what you want and be clear about why you're the best choice. No yelling, no screaming. That's not going to help, all right? This is where you're blocked this particular week. Things are not going to be falling together very easily, so just keep that in mind. Know that the things are not, they're not falling together, they're not falling apart, they're not doing anything. Everything is at a standstill, okay? But that might actually be a good thing. But your solution is going to be to stay with your relationship. Two of Cups, or the Knight of Cups. Sorry, we have the Knight of Cups fighting for your heart's desire. Hello. Ooh, lots of fighting. Okay, we want to stand up for what you care about the most, okay? If you're in a relationship and you want somebody to acknowledge you, stand up for it. You want to make sure that they know what you care about most, and hope that they will get on board with that, okay? Because it's important for you to have that support, all right? You need support in your moments, and this is how you're going to get it, okay? So we have a lot of argumentative energy and a little feistiness over here, but it's not, it's right there at the teetering edge of a wave. It's like a boat on the top of the wave. Is it going to go over or is it going to go back? Ooh, which way will it go? Nobody knows. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll talk about this at the end of this video. We're going to move on to the 10th through the 16th. The 10th through the 16th, you have the foundation of your finances getting stronger. This is very good news. By all means, this is so important for you to pay attention to where your money is coming from, how you're getting it, what are you doing with it? What is your money doing, and is it working for you? Okay? Keep that in mind. That will be important for you. The Lover's card here is in the block department. This is not a time for you to focus on your relationship. So even as you were fighting for it back here last week, this week, it's going to be on the back burner, at least somewhat, okay? It's not heavily featured, okay? But your heart's foundation is featured as your solution. So interestingly, it may not be that your relationship is your heart. This may be a temporary relationship for you that you're involved in, which I know that doesn't sound awesome, but the fact remains, your financial foundation and your heart's foundation, this could be your house, your home, your job. These three things could be the most important things to you at the moment, and you may not have found your life partner, and you may be very aware of that. So when you're fighting for your heart's desire last week, maybe you're fighting to make sure your finances are balanced, to make sure that your home is safe, to make sure that everything about your world and your work are safe. That makes more sense to me, Cancer, and I can see how that would be a very interesting week. So be aware of that. Pay attention to that. Next week over, we're talking about the 17th to the 23rd. King of Pentacles, we have a gentleman who is very much motivated by the finances. He likes money quite a lot. He likes to get a good bargain. He likes everybody to take care of him and his finances. If he doesn't get a good deal, he's not going to bother with it probably. So pay attention to what he's doing. He may be wanting you to do something for him or with him, and he's going to always try and come out winning. So pay attention to what that is. If you're getting into business dealings with somebody who's very money oriented and everything is about the money, and like, hey, did I tell you how much I spent on my car kind of thing? Pay attention to who he is, what he's doing, and if he's trying to undercut you so he can win, be aware of that. You could be dealing with a person who will cheat you to make sure that he comes out winning. Or it could be your boss, which means he wants you to win, so he wins. So it's better if he's your boss than someone you're working around as a partner, because they won't care much about you. You're blocked from having your wishes fulfilled, which is really showing me that there's a chance that this is somebody outside of your business. Be aware of it. Pay attention to what that means for you. That's going to be kind of a thing. And of course, your solution is using very good judgment. Okay, so if you can find a happy solution where he wins and you win, great. If you find nothing going on where you win but he wins only, that's probably not a good deal. I wouldn't do it. If I'm not going to win, screw it. There has to be a guaranteed win in there for you somewhere, whether it's, oh, and then this one I'm going to take the win, and on the next one, you'll take the win. I'm like, so let's get this in writing. We need this to be in writing, and we need there to be a possibility of the next job showing up already, because I need to see it already coming into fruition. I can't go ahead and jump on board with that, because it could be a smoke and mirrors project where you're like, no, really, there's another project. Oh, and I'm just going to walk away from you now. Bye. And then he chooses to walk away. But if you get it in writing, it could be binding, right? You want a binding contract. Okay, so make sure you get a binding contract with this guy if he's going to screw you over, or with another carrot for further down the road. Take it in the pants for me so I can win, and later on down the road, we'll make sure you get paid. Be careful. Use your good judgment. You might just walk away. Go, nope, never mind. Not going to do it. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If it sounds too good for him, it probably is. And it ain't about you. None of that's about you winning. So you're blocked from having a winning moment with that person. I'd say run, don't walk. Okay? And now we have the final week of August is the 24th through the 30th. The Star card. The Star card shows that you're going to be in a position where all the hard work is done. This could be you having sorted out this situation over here with the potential maybe partner person, and you've made good decisions for yourself, whether that's walking away or staying. And so you're going to be in a place where you can take a deep breath, which is good. I feel like you'll feel funny no matter what. But I think that it's going to be okay, all right? So the next card down is the Queen of Swords, a lady who wants to be in charge of everything. She's very much so particular about how she likes things done. This is an interesting person to have show up right now. I mean, you've been wheeling and dealing and doing all your work, and you finally got that done from last week, and now she's going to come in a Monday morning quarterback and be like, hey, what happened over there? I wanted it to go like this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And you're like, look, I worked this out as best I could. I know that it may not look like I did anything, and you might be sad, but I want you to understand that I did what was best for all of us, whether that was you walking away from this guy's deal and saying, yeah, we might still be in a pinch, but I did what was best for all of us. The answer with this Queen of Pentacles situation is the King of Cups. So share your feelings, share your emotions, share your experience of the situation. Let her feel how anxiety-ridden you were for a week dealing with that person if you walked away. Share with her your consternation, your frustration in trying to work out a deal that would benefit everybody, and how he kept telling you no and that you couldn't win. And know that you've made all the right decisions. And if you can share all that with her, even her particular self is going to be like, oh, okay. I think that's your solution, is to really share your feelings. If not you sharing your feelings, it could be another emotionally based male energy who will come into the picture and be able to clarify to her what happened, and handle that situation. You might pair them up together while you sit back and relax, because you did all the work already and you don't need to do any more. Nice. Okay, so we're going to save this over here, Cancer. You know how we like to do that. We just go ahead and put them over here. We will come back to them later in other videos. Ta-da! Now then, let's go ahead and look at these 3 cards from the first week. This is, of course, August 3rd through the 9th. And we're going to use the Magical Nordic Tarot to clarify. We've used this deck before. It has a couple extra cards in it. Super fun. But we are definitely in a good place right now. Let's check it out. Knight of Swords, fighting for your power, fighting for control of a situation. You want to be the boss of a situation. We were talking about using a convincing argument. Instead of really going into it with other people up close and personal, yeah? We want to make sure that everybody's good to go, okay? And share that information. Your partner in life is going to be a benefit to you in this situation. So even as you're in the battle mode, your partner is going to stand beside you and say, hey, you got this, do this, it's going to be great. All right? I love that. That is so cool. Very, very nice. And of course the Ace of Pentacles is here showing that the gift of finance is going to be coming to you. There will be either money you find, there will be an overpaid bill that comes to you, some sort of windfall is coming your way. It's great. I mean, whatever this is, don't spend it all in one place. But at the same time, realize that there could also be a raise that comes with you stepping up and asking for the opportunity. And they say yes. And we have money for it too. So, cool. Like I said, though, things aren't actually going to be decided this week. Things are not going to fall one way or the other this week. They are going to stay where they are. Okay? Just be aware of that. Things are just staying as is. Everything will teeter on the... You're at that floaty spot on a teeter-totter. Nothing quite goes up or down. It just stays in one place. Interesting, right? Especially when you get Judgment. That's funny. Nine of Cups is blocked. So your wishes being completely fulfilled isn't happening right now. It's blocked. You're not going to have your wishes fulfilled this week. No decisions are being made. We talked about that. And you're not even able to walk away and just leave. Your Ten of Wands is blocking you, saying, no, can't make a decision, can't go, can't leave, can't run away. So you can't run, you're not winning, you're not running away. You're right there at the tippy top of the teeter-totter, man. You're just like, not really happening. You're just floating in the middle. Very balanced. I don't hate balance. Look, Knight of Cups. He's even holding 2 cups, quite balanced. So yeah, your solution is to fight from your heart, okay? Use your feelings, appreciate your feelings, let your feelings guide you in this moment, and it will help you a lot, okay? So as you feel those feelings, you will feel better, okay? So definitely express those feelings with your partner. That will help you feel less frustrated. Don't be afraid to hit a rage room if you need to. Go bash some things in, it'll feel better. And the Four of Pentacles is next, showing that the financial foundation is getting stronger because, of course, yes, you found the money. So, interestingly, you fight for your power, you come into more money, things are getting more right, but your emotions are getting a little less right, or at least they're starting to balance out. And the final answer is you need to use your better judgment. I'm wondering if you ended up, for some of you, you're going to be coming into money because you're being paid off. You're being said, here, take this win over here and stop thinking about this over here. Okay, so they're, without making any decision at all about the situation, they're leaving you floating in the air and they're trying to throw a little money at you to see if you'll just go away. That's for some of you, not all of you, but sort of pay attention to what that is for you and how that resonates with you. No wonder you're having some feelings and you want to like fight about it and you want to scream about it because people are like trying to make you disappear. Stop having feelings. Feelings are good. Feelings are important. We're expressing feelings this month. So, ta-da! Use good judgment when and where you share your feelings, okay? Because it will change how things and how people are with you and around you, okay? I want you to be cautious, careful, smart. All those things are you in general, so you are well within your realm of awesomeness, and I think that that's going to be pretty good for you, okay, Cancer? So let's go ahead and get one of these Mystic Forest Oracle cards. Yep, we're still in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm going to definitely use this deck. It's great. It's got trees and stuff. And this is your card for the week. Okay. They are slippery. So, but they also mess up everything else when we do that. All right. So, stay true. Stay true. The need for validation from others is an illusion. You are not responsible for how others perceive you, but it is your responsibility to stay true to yourself. Aha. So, fighting for your power, staying true to who you are. And of course, how other people perceive you. You might be worried about your person in your life perceiving you as a person who's giving up or walking away from a fight. And you're like, I don't want to look like a quitter. What about that? Who cares? If you're getting what you need and what you needed was more money, well, then you're getting the more money, and well, why not just go with that? Okay? You may not be in charge of anything, and that might be okay. What was the core issue? Or have we added a bunch of other fluffy things to it? The core issue is no longer, I really need to be in charge of what, and get more money. So I was willing to be in charge to get more money, but the truth was, more money is really the goal. So here you are over here going, well, wait a minute. They don't want to put me in charge. They want me to shut up. And they made me take money. They want to give me money. And now I want to be mad about that. But wait a minute. If we go back to the very beginning and realize you went there for more money and they gave you more money, this is a celebration moment. This is, you got the money and you don't have to be in charge. You were just saying you would be in charge because you knew you kind of needed to give them something in order for you to be get the more money. You thought you had to do more to get more. And they're just saying, we'll just give you more if you'll step down and stop making noise. You're like, should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? So there's question marks for you, but I don't want you to be mad about it, okay? I want you to realize that if you decide that your need for validation from others is an illusion, you don't need it. Maybe you don't need other people to tell you that you're worthy of more money or blah, 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 or you're worthy of more power and da-da-da. You didn't really want the power. Maybe you didn't need that. That was just an illusion. You were putting up something that you thought they wanted. You're not responsible for how other people perceive you. Who cares what they think? It doesn't matter what they think. So let them wonder, right? But you do have to stay true to yourself. Now, if you can make it right between you and your person, then stay true to you, right, Cancer? Do what you need to do with you and your person. Standing up and being courageous and all that good stuff is like you want to put on your armor and handle your business. Do it. But if it's less about the battle and more about the money, take the money and then stop worrying about the battle, okay? Because it's about you getting what you truly needed out of the situation. And in this case, it was much more about, it looks like it was more about the money. So there you go. We have a mystery card for you. What's this? Oh, hello. The Strength card. Hello. Yeah, look at her. She's hanging out with the lion. Yes. My goodness. She is all her armor down. For sure. So be aware that this is really about the vulnerability it takes to be. This is for you and your partner. There's some vulnerability in the situation. And you're going to fight for what you want. But it's also about limiting beliefs. Remember that with the Strength card, it's always about limiting beliefs. And when you have limiting beliefs, they're sometimes ones we put on ourselves or others put them on us, saying, no, you'll never get to do this. You'll never get to do that. You'll never get to do these things. Guess what? You'll never get to do these things. So the limiting beliefs are something you need to look at. And remember what the limiting belief was. Is it about the money or is it about the power? What did you want? What did you want when you went in? Did you want the power or did you want the money? So this is a lot of soul searching. What was your soul searching? What will your soul searching turn up for you? Are you in it for the money? Are you in it for, what are you in it for? What are you doing? Come on, Cancer. You've got answers. You know what to do. You're going to fight with this lion here and make sure that everything is all good. I mean, she's made friends with the lion because she knows the limiting beliefs are illusions. Okay? You can get anything you want. And now you're like, okay, so, right? You don't want to look like a sellout, blah, blah, blah. Stay true to you, okay? Cool. Now then, you need a pocket full of rocks, all right? Cool. Let's get that pocket full of rocks. All right. So, we have a blue calcite, we have emerald, and we have green garnet. All right, so green garnet is a third chakra stone, and it's about going into our feelings and our emotions and our memories, which all live in our third chakra, according to what I was taught, okay? And down here in this space, we are experiencing what's going on here, and we're healing up some things. This is a lot of what this is all about, but it's also about staying true to you and realizing that what other people's perceptions are of you has nothing to do with you. You have everything to do with who you are and what you're perceiving. And we like that because now you can, whatever you're perceiving about yourself speaks to all the beautiful things that are happening here. Staying true to yourself, healing yourself. This is a healing opportunity for your memories, your feelings, and your emotions, okay? Cool. And your limiting beliefs. Ta-da! Emerald is talking about your heart, and it's a heart stone, so it's a fourth chakra stone. And it speaks to healing your heart. We want to heal your heart. So whatever's going on in there, within your heart, I think it has a lot to do with your perception of yourself, your perception, what you think your partner is perceiving about you. When you clarify with your partner that they have no expectation whatsoever and will love and protect you in any way they can, all the time, forever, that is what marriage and partnerships are about. And otherwise, you'll see their true colors and be able to make decisions accordingly, okay? Some of you may find others don't support you that way, and that is a huge issue. They might be putting their issues on you, which means now they're like, oh, you have to do this because I want you to be this person. I don't want you to be this person. And I was like, well, they told me I couldn't really be that person, so I'm just gonna like stand over here and take the money. Okay. We really wanted the money, so I'm going with that. And if they can't get on board with that, right? Question marks. This card here, this stone here is blue calcite, and it's a fifth chakra stone, so you're communicating very clearly, very concisely. You're gonna use a good argument here for why you should be in charge, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then you're going to use good communication to communicate with your person. And then you're going to share your feelings very concisely and clearly so that they don't get confused in the process. And then finally, your good judgment will be able to make your own decision. Okay? So, well done. I love this for you. You're going to be very true to yourself. Very beautiful. Everyone wants you to be true to yourself. That's going to be very nice. All right. So, Cancer, my goodness. What a week you're having. Oh, what a start. So indeed, this is going to be great. I think you're going to have a good time with that. And of course, you don't have to carry those rocks if you don't want to. If you want to carry some other kind of rocks, by all means, put them in the comment below. If you want to carry the ones I just suggested, let's have a conversation about that, all right? Oh, and don't forget, we're naming the turtle, right? We're going to name the little turtle. If you want to name the little turtle, give me an opportunity, a name for him. Drop it in the comments below, and we'll do a vote next month. All right? Cool. So I'm going to collect all the names over the next 4 weeks, and then we'll start voting in August, okay, or in September, right? So this is fun. I'm excited to see what we come up with. So, all right. Now then, you know, if you haven't checked out the description box below, there's all kinds of good stuff there. For instance, you can find all the decks that I'm using so that you can find them on Etsy or Amazon and get them for yourself. Or conversely, if you want to come out to a fair, you can check out my schedule and see where I'll be when, because I'm all over the place and you'll never know when I'll be there. So right now I'm in Washington. Last month I was in Oregon. So wherever I land, you'll be able to come out and see me in person if you like. And if you're somewhere else and you want to still have a reading, by all means, there's another link down there where we can do a phone reading, all right? So do reach out. I will be there for you as best I can during the week. And of course, if we do a phone reading, I will of course send you a photo of the reading itself. So you will always have something to walk away with and something to refer to after we do the reading, all right? Super cool. I look forward to seeing you at the fair. And of course, next week, we'll talk about the 10th through the 16th, all right? Thanks so much, Cancer. See you then.